Tukaram was born in Dehu, a town close to Pune in Maharashtra, India. He lived here most of his life. His real name is Tukaram Vilobha Ambile. Tukaram is fondly known as Tuka and in Maharashtra as Sant Tukaram. Tukaram was a great devotee of Vitthal, a form of Lord Krishna, the supreme god in Vaishnavism. He is especially revered by the Varkari community. Tukaram's father, barely literate, was a small trader. His family were successful grain sellers and farmers of the Maratha community, pious and charitable by nature, who worshipped the family deity Lord Vitthal of Pandharpur. Tukaram was innocent of worldly ways and was often cheated and humiliated in dealings with the public. His simplicity and innocence were a favorite topic for kirtankars and storytellers. Tukaram was married at the age of 15 and lost his wife Rakhumabai and a son due to starvation in the famine of 1629. After the death of his first wife and his son, in the famine, Tukaram lost interest in the life of a householder. Yet, he married his second wife, Jizabai, who was a capable but worldly woman who could not understand or appreciate her husband's spiritual aspirations and took to nagging. Tukaram fathered 6 children, including 3 sons named Santu or Mahadev, Vithoba and Narayan. Though he did not quite forsake his family, he was unable to maintain his second wife and children and was ultimately reduced to bankruptcy, besides being removed by the village of his position as Mahajan. After his father died, Tukaram is said to have destroyed the records of loans he had made to the poor and waived the debts. Tukaram spent much of his time in contemplation and study of the works of famous saints of his native land like Sant Jnaneshwar, Sant Namdev and Sant Eknath. He received the spiritual guidance from a guru, Raghava Chaitanya, in a dream. On another occasion, it is said that he was visited in a dream by Sant Namdev and Lord Vitthal himself and was informed that it was his mission to compose abhangs, which are religious poems. After a period of contemplation in isolation, he began to write poems inspired by his devotion for Lord Vithoba, the family deity. In composing abhangs, Tukaram incurred the wrath of the Brahmins who believed themselves to be the only true custodians and interpreters of religion. Hence, he wrote abhangs in Marathi language rather than Sanskrit. According to legend, the local Brahmins compelled him to throw the manuscripts of his poems into river Indrayani and taunted him with the observation that if he were a true devotee of God, the manuscripts would reappear. It is said that Tukaram then commenced a fast unto death, invoking the name of God, and after 13 days of his fast, the manuscripts of Tukaram's poems reappeared floating on the river. Some who defamed Tukaram became his followers, and for the rest of his life, Tukaram acquired the reputation as a sant. Though Tukaram was not a great scholar like Jnandev, Eknath or Vaman, and his formal education had not gone beyond reading and writing, once he turned to a spiritual life, he educated himself by reading several Marathi works on Purans and philosophy, having a number of Sanskrit books explained to him, and by attending performances of Kirtan and reading of Puranas. The depth of his knowledge of the world and of human nature is evident from the hundreds of topics dealt with in his abhangs, which provide a vivid picture of the state of society, religion, and the nation that time. As was the tradition, Tukaram also added his signature Tukam Hane at the end of each verse. Besides abhangs, Tukaram also wrote shlok, arti, and gaulan, and some verses in Hindi. The Mantra Gita, a translation of the Bhagavad Gita in the abhang form, is ascribed to Tukaram. It is an interpretation of the Gita from a bhakti perspective. Tukaram Gatha is a Marathi language compilation of his works lightly composed between 1632 and 1650. Also called Abhanga Gatha, the Indian tradition believes it includes some 4,500 abhangs. Sant Tukaram emphasized liberation through devotion to God and loving service to mankind rather than through rituals and sacrifices. As a testament, it is believed that Lord Vishnu sent his own chariot and servants to take Tukaram to his final abode.
Vitthal, 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 Vitth